Great job. That was amazing.
In the space of 8 weeks, I have traveled across 4 countries: China, Japan, Thailand, and Hawaii. I met with suppliers, skied down mountains, led strategic sessions, and sat across tables from global leaders.
Right, I had to talk about how do you find great people. And it's not a sexy topic, right? Like, it's not a sexy topic.
But this isn't just a travel recap. This is a reflection of what it takes to design a life where business, creativity, and family coexist, not compete. When I talk about life by design, this is what I mean. I'm not interested in a version of success that costs my health, my family, or my curiosity. So I've built frameworks, systems, and habits. And this trip is a real-time test of that. In February, I flew to China to meet with our manufacturing partners. We were exploring new materials, tweaking processes, and planning for upcoming drops. The goal was to make the product better, faster, and smarter, without compromising on design. So I went to China and caught up with Ken, who's my main guy in China. We're always together.
通行费32，正在支付中，请稍等。
And he was driving me around. We went and visited all the factories. We were getting shoes ready for ComplexCon. That's what it was.
Yo, so I just woke up and I'm feeling super tired. We had a really late night last night, talking to a guy who wants to open up stores, some Rolly stores in China, which is super exciting. But it was a really long day. Had 3 factory visits. So yeah, today we're on to the Guangzhou material market. We'll be checking out all these different materials for the next season, looking for stuff that we need to finalize for production. That's one of my favorite things to do, so I'm really looking forward to that. I should get through the morning and wake up.
Bring it back.
It's super important that I go to China every 2 months because it's all about relationship building. You know, we sort of want to be very proactive and not reactive to problems. So I find that the more face time that you have with people, the more you're able to uncover things, you're able to build relationships and keep everyone locked in to the same goal.
Look at all this bring it.
My role as a founder isn't to micromanage every stitch. It's to build the kind of systems that don't fall apart when I step away. From China, I then headed to Hong Kong for ComplexCon. It wasn't just an event, it's an ecosystem. We were working on activations, partnerships, brand storytelling. The energy in those rooms reminded me that Rolly isn't just a shoe. It's an experience brand. It carries identity, expression, and presence. ComplexCon day 1, the booth's nearly there. Unfortunately, the toys are not here yet. We're opening up in literally an hour. I think they're going to be here gluing the stuff on the booth. We've still got a fair bit of work to do, but we'll be ready. We partnered up with some guys and they created a Cloudy, which is like got a cloud butt, and it's super funny, a super funny character. But it was so cool because there was so much story that they had put into the concept that when we started bringing it to life, it felt like we weren't just creating a shoe, we were creating a whole world. And so ComplexCon really brought that to life, where we had the cloud walls, we had the characters, we had 3D printed versions of the characters, and it was just really cool to create this world for them and bring it to life. The cloud butt is hidden after all the effort that has gone into creating a realistic cloud butt.
The double cheeks.
Bro, those double cheeks, we have to recreate the design next time, I think.
Yeah.
What people wear tells you how they want to move through the world. and that's what we designed for. After Hong Kong, I met up with some friends in Japan. Tokyo, Mallorca, Apikogan, it was about movement, stillness, and adrenaline, all wrapped into 1 week. You know, like Shabao is a very good friend of mine. You know, he gave up his time to come and teach me how to ski. He's an Olympian skier from Lebanon. I literally have never touched skis in my life. And within 4 days, I was going around skiing and going down like, you know, red runs. It was absolutely crazy. I literally had like random people come up to us and say, we've been watching you ski. It's been incredible to see your progress. It'll go down as one of the most fun things I've done because I really pushed myself. I did it with me and my friend. And, you know, I think not everything has to be done with the family, right? Like I think being able to have, you know, your own life and your own goals outside of that, you just come back super energized.
I just had the most amazing time. I've spent the last 5 days here in Tokyo at Apikogan learning to ski. Never put on a pair of skis in my life on my feet up until 4 days ago. And this just really goes to show that you're never too old to learn anything.
I love Japan. The food, the culture, the experience that I had being in the snow was super cool. Here's the one thing most people don't realize. I don't pause creativity when I'm traveling. I just shift what fuels it. The design language in Tokyo, the detail in their hospitality, it doesn't inspire me just because it's pretty. It inspires me because it's intentional. Next was Thailand, the EO chapter retreat in Phuket. It was all about leadership, but through a different lens, through stillness, wellness, and shared experience.
Did this with paid advertising, or, you know, we did this process, it was a game changer.
What's up, Benny? Oh, mate, welcome to Getaway.
Going to Phuket was awesome. Bringing my family along was the best part about it because it's an EO chapter retreat. So it's great for them to see what EO is about and to bring them and make them part of the journey. It was so funny because we first got there and we stayed in a pretty dodgy hotel because my wife just booked it last minute. And my son was like, Dad, is this where we're staying? And so, you know, he's used to a level of life now. And that's cool. Like, you know, I think, you know, originally you feel like, oh, spoiled little brat. Like that's the initial sentiment. But realistically, you want him to be exposed to this life. This is why I work my ass off. So I just want him to get a taste of it and go, right, you need to trace your dreams, make money. And if you want this life, that's up to you to continue. These rooms aren't about strategy decks. They're about stories and clarity. Asking better questions about who I am and how I want to show up for others.
The whole fam's walking me to the EO conference today. You know, I'd love to be able to spend the day with them, but unfortunately I'm doing EO training, but this is what happens. I mean, sometimes when you put in work, you can't be everywhere, you can't do everything. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to brought the family down, so we spend some time with them, but I'll see them at night time.
Finally, it was Hawaii, the EO Global Leadership Conference. I joined strategic innovation workshops, surfed with the Melbourne chapter, and leaned into conversations about what's next. But not just for Rolly, for me too.
Okay, so it's 1 a.m. in the morning and I just finished working on this internal document that I'm doing called the Rolly Way, and it's a document that really just talks about our internal processes and
and what we're working towards. And it's a really important document, I think, for who we are as a business and what we're trying to achieve. And I just haven't stopped thinking about it. I've just been writing over the last few weeks, and I've shared it with a few people, and the feedback's been really positive. So it's really really energized me to really finish this document and share it out, and really excited for what this will do for the business. I think it gives people a bit of a look into who I am as a person and as a business leader, and what I expect from everyone, and what we'll all get in return, and why we wake up every single day to do what we're doing. And I think that's super important. I think when I first started this business, everyone that came to the company had a lot of one-on-one FaceTime with me, and so now as the business gets bigger and as I'm traveling so much, I've been in, I think, 6 countries in the last 30 days. It's just been absolutely intense, and so I think documents like this allow us to all really align and work towards a common goal. It's more than words, it's about creating a framework to be able to communicate, talk the same way, to be able to create the structures to support a lot of the stuff that we're doing. I was sitting there and I put my laptop down, I was about to go to sleep, and I just thought, this is the part that people don't see. This is the part of the job people don't realize, that I'm up here till 1 a.m. working on this document, putting my heart and soul into it, hoping that it inspires action, accountability, but also a sense of purpose in the people who work for me and for what we're building together as a business. I think that passion about creating something truly magical, the feeling that we're trying to create here at Rolly is what, and not just at Rolly, but just, I guess it's what drives me. Rolly's the vehicle to creating the work that I really want to do. And I always say I just want to make cool shit with cool people. And I find when I tap into that energy, I can stay up till late and just keep doing it. And I feel like I'm progressing in the right direction.
I've always wanted to go to Hawaii because, it's an icon, and it's an incredibly beautiful place. I wasn't really expecting it to be that beautiful. It's very expensive, and, they don't have as great coffee as we do here in Melbourne, but it's got its own charm. It's visually, it's beautiful. The environment, when you get out of the city in particular, it's just absolutely incredible. It was great, and I think to be able to experience that once again with my family was incredible, because it's very often that I'll experience something that's like out of this world, and it's hard to explain to people, let alone my family. So for them to be on that journey and see it, it was really cool. And like I said, it makes a lot of what I do worthwhile.
Are you excited to see some whales or not?
I don't know if we'll see one.
Yeah? What would you prefer to be doing right now? Parasailing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Or relaxing.
What about yesterday? How was yesterday?
Good.
Yeah?
Besides the 8-hour thing.
What was your favorite part?
Ocean.
It's easy to get caught up in momentum, but leadership means being willing to stop and ask, what am I building this for? If the answer isn't connected to legacy or growth, then what's the point?
Walmart.
And where's this better than? You just told me?
This is better than whale watching. I will do this every single day, 100% of the week.
What are we looking for in there? Why are you guys so excited?
Because
it
we got
has everything.
So, me and the wife thought it'd be a good idea to surprise the kids and go whale watching. And we spent a shitload of money trying to do that. We saw some whales, saw some turtles, but these guys are way more excited to go to Walmart. So it's just a reminder sometimes what we want to do. We're trying to do these big things, and at the end of the day, they just want to go and see what's on YouTube, and they're so excited about Walmart, so they're absolutely wrapped. So here's what this trip reminded me. If you design with intention, you don't need to trade business for family or creativity for consistency. I moved through 4 countries, spent time with my kids, made space to think, and my team kept building. That's not luck. That's a framework. If there's one thing I've learnt, it's that hustle isn't the goal. Harmony is. I don't want to be cash rich and life poor. I want to build something meaningful without losing myself in the process. And if you're watching this wondering whether it's possible to lead and live at the same time, this is your proof. Thanks for coming along for the journey.